Hello and welcome to the Introduction to Programming, and in this video series we'll be going over some of the basics behind computer programming and some things that everyone should know before they even begin to look at computer code and try to write it and comprehend it, because there is a lot more that most people do not cover when they teach things, and I think that there are some very important things that people just skip over. And I mean, because when I was learning, people that I learned from would skip over these things, and it made it a lot more difficult. So with that, I'm going to start at the most basic level and work my way up from there, and I'll teach you as we go along, and hopefully that will allow you to learn with me, because I'm no expert, I'm still learning, but this is some of the stuff that I already know. Alright, with that being said, let's go ahead and continue with the lesson. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is define a computer, because I think this is something a lot of us just overlook and we don't really think about it. So, what is a computer? Now, I know that when I think of one, the first thing that comes to mind is a desktop PC like this, with a keyboard and a mouse, and maybe not that old style monitor, but I think of just a regular, when we think of the word computer, we think of one of those big desktops and keyboard and mouse. But really, a computer is anything. It doesn't even have to be electronic. It is anything that takes information and excuse me, and processes it in some way, and on occasion will output it into a new form. And by definition, that is what a computer is, although most of us overlook the definition and instead think of a standard desktop computer. And that's something that really, I think, everyone that is interested in programming needs to understand. And even if you're not, if you just use computers and you wonder why some things work and why some things don't work and why issues are caused, something like that might help you. But yes, as I was saying, computers, all they can do is take information, process it, output it. That is all they have ever done, and that is all they will ever do. Alright, for the second and final thing that I really want to just push with this whole introduction is that most people think of computer programming as, okay, I need to memorize this, this, and this, and if I put this here, and I put this line of code at this spot, and I make these files called this, and I do that, I'll be great at programming. And I think that is definitely the incorrect way to approach something like that, because it's much more than just memorizing things. And granted, there is a little bit of memorization because you have to remember, what code does what, but for the most part, you are not memorizing things. For the most part, you are solving problems, and that is a skill that you have to develop over time. And I think that far too many people see a video about programming, or they see somebody else do it, or they see something about programming, and they go, oh, that looks cool, I want to try it. And they go into it with the complete wrong approach for the completely wrong reason in some cases, and it doesn't work. They get discouraged, and they'll never touch it again because they had a bad experience with it. And that's a little bit frustrating to watch that happen. So what I really want everyone to understand is that it is a thought process and is not memorization. I mean, if we can even look at Einstein's quote here, and some other guy, I don't even know who the guy in the bottom is, but I mean, he sounds important, so we'll go ahead and include him. But, yeah, thought I would include these quotes just because why not? Couple of things that I'd like to mention is we will be using Java as a programming language, and there will be no code demonstrated in this first section because we're still going to be talking about a couple of different things, and then we can finally get on with actually programming in Java. But yeah, I have a couple of reasons as to why I chose that, but I'll explain later why I like Java and why I think Java is a good language to learn. With that being said, I will see everybody next time, and don't forget to subscribe if you like the videos.